Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Nev's Garage. Now, if this is your first time joining us here on our channel, make sure you hit that old subscribe button and toggle on the little bell. That way, you'll be notified when our next video comes out. You'll be all set to enjoy that one. Don't get too excited about it just now though, right? Because we've got a great episode for you right now. As you would have gathered, this episode is another installment of our Autoflight Quadcam EA82 project. Exciting stuff. What we're going to be doing today, it's going to be checking out the cam belt, right? And how we're going to route it to drive these 4 sweet cams of glory. Alright, it's going to be really exciting stuff. So let's not waste any more time on this crappy intro. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull this oil pump off the block, okay? And you'll see why in just a second, but first of all let's rip it off. There she is. Okay, just going to put that out of the way for a minute. Take our rotor out. Cool. So why did we take our oil pump off? Well, we took it off so that we can fit up this ER27 6-cylinder oil pump. Right? Now, I've got one of these on my EA82 in my Vortex. Do they fit up? Yes, they do. Do they fit straight up? No, of course they don't. But because we're going to be setting this up from scratch, it'd be stupid not to set it up with the extra high volume oil pump. I'm going to get that sweet extra oil to feed these extra cams and buckets and all that sort of jazz. So let's just clean up this mounting face where it's been stuck on with silicone, and we'll fit up this pump case. Alright, bit of oil down inside our ER27 pump. Put our rotor down in it. Like that. I'll give you a quick comparison between the 6-cylinder and 4-cylinder pumps. There's the 6 and there's the 4. So see how much wider the rotors are, and of course the offset in the front of the pump is to take up the difference. Anyway, we'll get into that a bit more later in a future episode. So just going to pop him back in the block there, like that. Boom. And screw him up. Alright, so that's him sitting on there. Okay, cool. Okay, so now we've got our oil pump body bolted on there. Time for the main front crank drive pulley. Okay, so just going to put him on there. Now, lube the shaft up a bit so that it's easy to get off afterwards. And let's just see how it's aligned with the cam pulley. So it needs to sit about there. Minus about 3 mils. So about there. So pretty much level with the end of the crank. That should be easy. So what I'm going to do is try this spacer that came with all the gear. Perfecto. Cool. Let's check that alignment now. Yes, that's good. Excellent. Alright, now for the oil pump drive. Now I am going to have to get a custom pulley made for this, because the way the oil pump drive worked originally was just really complicated. It was driven off an extra belt out the front here, and it had an idler for the cam belt, and it was all weird. So we're going to be running everything off the one belt. So I'm just going to be mocking it up using this other spare main crank pulley I've got. So the offset's not going to be quite right, but we'll fix that when we make the proper pulley. So it's just going to sit on here like this. Now to center it and hold it there, I'm going to use this Subaru top radiator mount bush. It's even got a part number on there, genuine Subaru part. So he's just going to push in the front of this pulley and push on the oil pump shaft like that, and that's going to center it and keep it there. Cool. So let's sit our belt around there now, see how she looks. So load it onto the cams like that, and around the oil pump like that. Alright, so we can see the belt's way too long for what we need. Let's just try and mock it up to the shape it's going to have to be in to make it operate. Alright, so we need a idler here. And another idler here. Which is maybe where we'll put the tensioner. Then we'll come off the oil pump up like this to an idler here. Like that. Alright, so let's find a way of mounting some pretend idlers now. Alright guys, so I've made a few little bits and pieces here. These are just going to be little skid guides for the belt to kind of simulate idlers and tensioners. I'm just going to put them on now, and we'll get our belt layout sort of how we maybe almost want it. So let's see what happens. So yeah, the belt's way too long, of course. I'm just going to tape that together for now. Like that. Extra little flappy bit. Alright, cool. So I reckon that will work. And that'll work well, I reckon. Idler here, probably put the tensioner here. Idler here, idler here. Okay guys, well, check it out. We've, you know, certainly got a long way to go, but I reckon that's looking pretty good for a, you know, belt routing. So we can definitely start making the mounts for all the pulleys and idlers now, and of course I'm going to have to get that oil pump pulley sorted out probably next. So anyway, so that about wraps this up. As always, thank you for tuning in and liking and sharing and subscribing. And make sure you jump on our Instagram, @GossonMedia is our handle. Follow us there for behind the scenes shots and gossip and all that jazz. And yeah, I'm Nev. This is my garage. And we'll see you next time. Bye.